must have come down this road, or up this road, 100 times already throughout my lifetime. And I still love this view. Hey guys, so the second vlog from Crete. First off, thank you very much for all the beautiful reactions on the previous video. I'm recording this the day after I released that video. I still need to get back to everybody and all the comments. I'm going to do that tonight. I wanted to film this one, or start this one off, because I'm going to film this vlog over a few days. I've made videos about the reasons why I keep coming back to Crete, just why this is just such a beautiful place to stay. But in today's video, I want to take a bit of a more personal approach. I've hinted at this a few times already, but there's a bit of a family history on why I have this close connection with Greece. Not specifically Crete, just Greece in general. I think my connection to Crete is more my own doing, but the story why I feel so connected to Greece is definitely, it's more of a family history. I mean, there's a lot to love about this island. Just good weather, good food, and a lot of history. Look at that. And that family history kind of starts with my dad. He did not have the easiest relationship with his own father. So he was, well, forced to leave home pretty young. And it left him with very little choice, because he didn't have any money. So he decided to join the military so he could study. I mean, smart idea. So that's what he did. He became a professional soldier. And that is where it begins. Look at all these snails. There's hundreds of them. So this is Festos. I've been here many a times and I made many a videos about this place. So I'm not going to go down there today. But it definitely is worth the visit. It's kind of impressive actually. Welcome to Hortis. It basically is a part that a lot of people do not know about, because they're still actively excavating everything. Although they do have audio guides ready. But yeah, this is the reason why I keep coming back to Hortis, just to see how they advanced. And Dad decided to join the army so he could study. And during his tenure as a professional soldier, he was sent out to Crete for a NATO mission, because they had to practice shooting artillery or something. So he and his squadron, they flew down here to Chania, because there's a huge military base there still. Learned how to shoot artillery. A bunch of 17, 18-year-olds, as you can imagine. There was probably a lot of shenanigans. Let's just say that there was a very famous road in Chania, Minoon Street, that was known for its very liberal establishments. Whorehouses. But according to how my dad tells the story, he and his closest friends decided to rent scooters, motorbikes, and they drove around on the island, trying to discover as much as possible in the time that they were there. And that's when he fell in love with Greece. In that moment. And my dad got a chance to go back to Crete several times during his tenure as a soldier. But then eventually He met my mom. He got stationed in Germany. I was born, and then because they wanted to be closer to the family, since there were kids involved now, my dad switched careers and became a police officer. And he actually made a whole career out of that. So I think it was the right call at that time. But the flame, the passion for Greece was lit. I swear I walked around those trees at some point 10, 15 years ago. And I was walking on top of all of that. Definitely walked on top of this. This city was huge. It went all the way up to the mountain. So you have that little piece with the basilicas and the theater, which you have to pay to enter. But behind it, all the way up the hill and all the way around here, that was all part of Cortina. One of the things that made my dad fall in love with Greece in general was the history, all this. And that is definitely something I inherited from him. Me and my mom also has a huge appreciation for history. And so does my brother. Think about it, guys. Over 1,000 years ago, over 2,000 years ago, there were people walking here, living their lives just like we do today. Sweating their ass off. But anyways, my dad loved Greece. And that was the start of a whole adventure for us as a family. Look at this view. Things I like about coming around this time of the year is that there's still so much green on top of flowers. I don't have flowers around me right now, but I've seen a ton of flowers in all beautiful colors. That is something you don't get if you come here in the summer, or especially in September or October. But then it all is kind of dead, you know. The summer has done its job. But now there's still plenty of green, some color. And in some places you can see these yellow flowers all the way up to the mountain. This is actually the old road between Galini, where I'm staying, and Retimno. There's a new road now that passes Spili. I don't think this road passes Spili. I'm going to give that a try in August when I come back with Hilde. I'm going to take this old road because it's really slow. Last time I drove on this road was going to be 25 years ago. However, I was thinking about my dad and him sending us on a Greek adventure, basically. Which is kind of funny because right before I recorded this, I got a message, a WhatsApp message from my dad asking me where I was, and I sent him a picture. And he replied in Greek, like, "Oh, you're on Crete in Galini. Enjoy." Whole adventure already started with my name, my brother's name, and my half-brother's name. I have a half-brother, but I'm called Deemzies, or Themi, like they call me in Greek. And I have my brother, who is called Dimitri. And I have my half-brother, and he's called Ilya. So all the three of us have Greek names. You can imagine that it went way beyond that. We spent a lot of our summers in Greece, in all kinds of different corners of Greece, starting from Epirus all the way to down here in Crete. And over the years, my dad got to know a lot of people. He knew people from when he was here for his military service. But over the years, he got to know a lot more local Greek people. And Greek culture just kind of seeped into our lives in all different ways. We had a dog called Icarus, which was funny because he kept escaping. Why did he name him Icarus? I was just asking for the dog to start escaping, right? I can remember then in our living room, we had this chimney that was not used. It was in case someone wanted to put, I don't know, a stove in the house or whatnot. And on the chimney, my dad had painted, I think he did it himself, I don't remember, I was too young, the Prince of Knossos, like a very famous piece of art from the Minoan palace in Knossos. He just painted the whole prince on there. So there was a lot of stuff going on, including us spending a lot of time in Greece. And as we went more and more, we got to know more people and we got to live among the Greeks. And we were part of events, local events, that a tourist never gets to see, or rarely. So that was interesting. Then my dad decided to kind of start this organization called Eleftheria, which is Greek for freedom. That was going to kind of bridge the relationships between Belgium and Greece in a way. I mean, it was kind of a cultural society trying to represent the Greek culture here in Belgium. And he founded that, and other chapters kind of sprung up in different cities all over Belgium. And you had Belgian people joining in, you had Greek people joining in, and they did these festivities and all that kind of stuff. Like, there were markets that they organized, there was receptions, there were concerts, the whole shebang, where Greek people and Belgian people would gather. And as a small kid, I was part of that. And then we started getting invitations from the Greek people in Belgium to their events. So yeah, I spent a lot of my youth between Greeks in Belgium and in Greece. Which was a very interesting experience. I have vivid memories of some of these events. But as with every story, this one has a flip side, as they all do. Now, around the time I turned 12, my parents divorced. And my mom raised me and my brother by herself, and that left very little money to go to Greece. She did her best. She did her best to show us as many places as possible and to take us out as much as possible. But, you know, when you're a single mother, it's not easy. So between my 12 and my, I think, 19, I did not come back to Greece. But it was a part of me. There was no way of denying that. And I mean, same goes for my mom. We named our first cat we got after my dad left. We called him Socrates. So there you go. I don't know if it was a wise cat per se, but that was a nice cat. We actually named the second one Socrates too. It's a whole story. Yeah. That was the start of a new era. Until I had my own money. And I was an adult. Which, come on, let's be honest, I'm still not an adult, but... And then a new relationship with Greece started. My own. God damn, it's nice and warm. Okay, let's see if you guys can hear me because I'm sitting next to a fountain and possibly that noise is going to get annoying at some point. So let me get to the next part of the story. So my parents divorced, and between my 12th and my, I'm going to say 19, 20th, I don't remember exactly. I didn't get to travel to Greece. But then at some point, me and my then girlfriend, a friend of mine and his girlfriend and my brother all came down to Crete. Must have been 19, maybe a little bit older. And that's actually the first time we stayed at Nikos's place, my friend's hotel. And I think in between the first and the second trip, there might have been a few years because I was still studying and yeah, there wasn't much money. But then when I started working, at first it became like a biannual thing, then an annual thing, and now I'm actually here twice a year that I come back. And I never get bored of it. Never. I don't know how and why, but yeah, this just feels like a second home to me. A home I don't necessarily speak the language of, or at least not fluently. I do my best. But I think all those memories when I was a kid, all those times I've been to Greece, everything just combined. I don't know. But now I'm going to meet up with some friends for ice cream. We'll get back to this. Okay, I lied a little bit. I didn't have ice cream, I had cheesecake. But in the end, I think I just kind of made my own personal relationship with Greece based on that whole kind of history, my youth, family history. But for the last 20 years, it's just been my own story. And the foundation for that has been the people. The food, the culture, the way that everything is slower, there's less pressure. I don't know. It fits my personality way better. In the end, it comes down to balance, I guess. Balancing everything that I'm going through and working through my life in Belgium, and then this few weeks of something completely different. But that is still very much me. So yeah, I need that a few times. So I'll keep coming back over and over again. Anyways, that was it for today, or for this vlog at least. Thank you for watching. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other. And I'll see you back in Belgium for the next vlog. But I'm going to be back in August, so. Alright guys. Bye-bye.